We're here at Steve's Waythorn studio for an update on the progress on the wall for the Clay Center. Where are we at in this process, Steve?
Well, we're waiting on our sections to arrive from New York. Everything's been cut out. We're waiting to weld our anchors on. We've developed a design. We've redone that design. We've done several color schemes, and we feel like we're at a point we have decided on colors, we've decided on the design, and we're waiting on those sections.
So how did you get to the final design?
Well, most of you have seen the original proposal, and this is very close to that. We tried to stay as close as we could from the original sketch to some computer drawings, to then some additional computer drawings at scale, where then we could start to interpret what colors would work with the shapes, what our palette would be, and how that would react not only to the brick, but how color reacts outdoors in nature. Because this is a very large scale project, and we had to arrive at the colors before we could work on each section. We're only going to be able to work on 3 or 4 pieces of each section at a time, because we're looking at the model. The model is really 20 by 30 feet for each section. So we've tried to come up with a palette that's limited, colors that are limited, the design relates to the colors, and each design relates to its fellow design as we move through the wall.
So what was the inspiration for your color palette for this piece?
Well, just like the design, everything I want to do comes from nature. So for this project, I thought I would rely on one of my favorite subjects, which are birds. And looking at finches and some of my other fine-feathered friends that have color, not only did I feel that these were appropriate, but if you look in nature, there is color. Everything's not brown and green like it is this time of the year. So when you look at the birds, you think about things in nature that have color, and then if you reflect back on our design, hopefully you're going to see a relationship between colors that look like they're coming from an exaggerated palette or something that we invented, but actually have a great relationship to things in nature.
So you said you had a final model done?
So we wanted to, after we did our computer models, after we did our original designs, we felt very confident that we had something to work with. So then we made an actual aluminum model, almost to scale of what the original is going to look like. So once we had this, we could verify that we had a nice color scheme. We had each section where it should be, all the shapes related to one another, and we're now waiting on what the engineers should approve, which is not only our design, but our anchor system, how we're going to anchor the sections to the wall. And then once we have that approval, we'll feel very confident that not only is the piece secure, but it'll have a longevity that will ensure that it has a strong visual impact way into the future.
So what's next?
Well, we've got studio cleared out. We're waiting for those sections, and as soon as those sections come, we're going to begin painting. But before that, I'm going to return back to the Clay Center, and I want to do a workshop with the collectors group, volunteers, anyone in the community that would like to come and perhaps follow our design development in making their own works and do a color workshop. Hey everyone, in closing, I'd like to thank Imagine Form in New York for all their help in fabrication, Mike Seek for his engineering savvy. I'd like to thank Sarah and Cheyenne, my trusty assistants. I'd like to thank Liz, the collectors group, and everyone at the Clay Center for their support, and look forward to seeing you soon.